Hey everyone, it's great to be with you again today. I know everyone was excited about the Fletcher Lawyer three-pointer to win the game against Ohio State just the other night. But some people criticize Zach Edey. I call him Zeddy. Now, they criticize him because he did not take the last shot. They think because he's player of the year candidate and he's expected to take the last shot. That's what happens when you're a POY, so to speak. But he made the right decision, I believe, to get it to the guy who is wide open for that shot when he was double teamed and it would have been tough for him to make a basket. Plus, critics tend to forget he made the two just before that to get them into position where they were so they had a chance to win. All right, let's get to the next game. It's up Sunday at 6 o'clock. Purdue is 14-1 overall right now, 3-1 in the Big Ten. They'll be taking on Penn State, who has won 5 of its last 6 games and is 11-4 overall, 2-2 in the Big Ten. It is Penn State's best start through 15 games since the 2019-20 season, and that team started 12-3. So, Penn State's only 4 losses were a 2-point neutral site defeat to Virginia Tech, a double overtime road loss at Clemson, and 2 Big Ten losses against the Michigans, Michigan State and Michigan, in a pair of games that were one-possession contests until the final 2 minutes. Some notes you would love to know about this game. This game is being played at the Palestra in Philadelphia. Yes, the Palestra is famous as a building hosting the most NCAA tournament games. It was built way back when, and there is a lot of rich history in that hallowed facility. The core for Penn State, let's start to look at it. Most teams have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. It just depends on what it is. The core for Penn State consists of Jalen Pickett. Now, he leads Penn State in scoring at 17.4 per game. Rebounds, he's like 7.5. And assists, he's 7.3. That's an all-around really good ball player. He's recorded a triple-double and 4 double-doubles through 15 games this season. So he's got the whole package. Seth Lundy adds 13.7 points a game, and Andrew Funk chips in another 12 per game. So not a lot there, just the big 3. But Penn State's bread and butter boils down to like 4 things. Their experience, that's for sure. Lots of seniors on the team. They take care of the ball, and they shoot the ball well from both downtown and the foul line. So the Nittany Lions own the nation's most experienced roster. Like I said, they're very senior. They know what's going on. That's per KenPom. And Penn State leads the country in fewest turnovers per game at 8.7. If Purdue was like that, they'd never lose, I believe. The Nittany Lions are fond of the long ball, making the 5th most three-pointers per game at 10.9, so expect double digits tomorrow night. In Division I, that's where it's the best they are, while shooting a Big Ten best 38.4% from beyond the arc. So, Penn State's free throw percentage is up too, 77.6%. That's like 15th in the country. And their three-point shooting percentage at 38.4 is 22nd in the country. Both of those ranking, of course, in the top 25. So not a team you want to get messed up in and have it come down to the last shot where a 3 might be needed. But on the flip side, if the Boilermakers can win, they will have 3 Big Ten road wins already, beating Nebraska and, of course, number 24 ranked Ohio State back on Thursday. Purdue can also claim America's best resume, it looks like. It's already spectacular, but they'll own 5 quad 1 wins, and all of them coming against teams ranked in the NCAA's net top 25. So that's a great resume. 4 of the wins, Marquette, have come away from Mackey Arena. That's the only one not. Only Kansas has more quad 1 wins than Purdue, and they're at like 6 right now. So, this season in 3 neutral site games against high major competitors, Purdue is shooting like 25 of 61 from three-point range. It's 41%. Where was that the last 5 games? But it's starting to heat back up again, let's hope, after the second half from the other night. But, there's always a but, isn't it? The shooting woes during that 5-game stretch are something everybody starts thinking about. And they continued early against Ohio State by missing like their first 7 three-point attempts in the game. But like I said, the second half, they responded by finishing the game 13 of 24. So that but could be something that starts to move back towards where they were the first 8 to 10 games. So 1 year after ranking second in the country, another plus in rebound margin for Purdue is they're at it again. They're leading the country in rebound margin at 11.9. It is one of the reasons why they are winning, of course. And because of that, there are many byproducts, but maybe the biggest of that byproducts of those is the rebounds, means the Boilermakers are outscoring their opponents 209 to 94 in second chance points, right? That's a big margin per game. That's a huge factor in winning more games, even if other things are not working and you don't have everything at your arsenal on any given night. Purdue also totes the highest discrepancy in the nation when it comes to free throws, shooting 142 more than their opponents. Others on the list, and these are some really good teams, but they're behind Purdue, of course, North Carolina, Providence, and teams like Arizona. So, the main man for Purdue, and this is somebody, of course, you have to look out for, he is the Player of the Year candidate, Zach Edey, Ziti. Let's get him a nickname, come on, who currently ranks, he's number one in the KenPom Player of the Year ratings. So, this first third of the season, though, doesn't make up the entire season. We'll see what happens. Ziti has scored 10 or more points in 31 straight games with 7 straight double-doubles. And Purdue is coming off of a tight 71-69 road victory at number 24 Ohio State. So that was back on Thursday, and other guys contributed. A lot of three-point shooters. Braden Smith looked great. Lawyer looked great in the second half. First and TKR are coming around. The win helped the Boilermakers bounce back from their first loss of the season, though, on Monday night, a 64-65 home defeat to Rutgers. So, Center Zach Edey, yes, a leading candidate for National Player of the Year, averaging 21 points, 13 rebounds per game, and he leads Purdue in those, while Fletcher Lawyer follows with 12 points per game. And then it's like a mismatch of guys who are always hovering around 10 points. In any given game, you could have 4 or 5 guys scoring double digits for Purdue, with 1 or 2 main men doing it. Penn State will be looking for its first win, though, against Purdue in nearly 3 years. The Boilermakers have won the last 4 meetings and own a 43-13 all-time advantage in the series. That's a pretty good advantage, but this is at Penn State, or at least on a floor they love. Penn State and Purdue met twice last season, with the Boilermakers winning both games by single digits. But something to remember, the Nittany Lions made each loss a one-possession game in the final minutes. At points they had gotten down by double digits and they brought it back, and in the final minutes it was always a close game. But Purdue was able to hold on for those wins. Now, with Penn State's maturity and tenacity, don't expect them to go away easily, and they proved that last year, and they're even more mature this year. The Nittany Lions also have an opportunity to make history Sunday for them as they look for their first win over the nation's top-ranked team in program history. So, Penn State is 0-12 all time against the number 1 team in the nation. I don't think that's a bad thing. That just means you're playing some tough teams, and you just can't pull it off all the time. But the man to watch, of course, is Jalen Pickett. He's the only player in the Big Ten that ranks in the top 10 in scoring, where he's 5th, rebounding, where he's 10th, and assist, where he's 1st in the conference in statistical standings. So, the numbers aren't quite what the Player of the Year, Zach Edey's may be, but he's still a great ball player. He's recorded triple-doubles and 4 double-doubles through 15 games this season, which I talked about earlier. But Purdue, they need to overwhelm a team like this that gets murdered in the post. So they're not good down low, and they don't rebound well either. So these are pluses for Purdue, and they got to take advantage of those. If they double Ziti like everybody else seems to be doing, then the guards should have a field day on offense for Purdue. But if not, then Ziti will, right? On offense, the Nittany Lions, they spread the floor, but they do little down low. So their shots need to be up to snuff or they will get beat. In other words, nights they don't shoot well, they're going down. Now, at least that's what it looks like, unless they do a lot of other things. So keep them from open jumpers and Purdue's Achilles heel, the fadeaway. Teams who shoot mid-range fadeaways have done well against Purdue if they are able to hit those open looks. Rutgers did it, and Ohio State did it in the last week. So expect it to be more of that, and also expect them to crush in on Ziti. It should be a great Big Ten game, as always. Expect it to go down to the wire again, and lean towards the number 1 Boilermakers to snag a victory on the road. That's it for now. I'll see you next time with the post-game analysis.
Shut up and sit down.